Okay, time for the monthly budget. We started getting set up yesterday with the budget calendar, and now it's time for the actual monthly budget, which for this month of September for us, it is August 22nd to September 18th because we budget by paycheck. And for us, the first paycheck of the month always contains the first because that's the day that we have the most things going on. So it just makes more sense for us to always to be able to rely on that being the first paycheck of the month to get all that out of the way. So let's get right into it. I do apologize. This is going to be a long one. It's going to be a long one. I have to be very detailed because we are reaching the the end of the summer and the beginning of the school year, and it's complicated. It's complicated. Okay. So we're going to start with our handy dandy little post-it here. Our tiny little post-it. That I always put up here somewhere. It doesn't have to be in a specific place. But where's my pen? So here is where we're going to start with the inflow. So let me just start with, okay, his inflow. And then her inflow. And this by itself is going to be a little complicated because I have to add up a lot of his pay. So he does temp work during the summers because he can't have a regular schedule really. Because the kids are also out of school and they are not in any kind of like summer programs or summer camp or anything like that. It's decisions between him and the kid's mom. But they haven't been in summer camp for a couple of years. So, it makes it a little hard for him sometimes. Okay. So let us add this up. So we have his pay from June 27th. So we can just start by writing that down. So that is $18.31. And that was actually his last paycheck of the school year for last school year. And now we need to add up all the other things. So we have, for his pay, we have 132 plus 126. Actually, let me put arrows so that I know that I'm including these in this month. Okay, so that, and we got 132 and 126 plus, oops, sorry, it's blurry. Okay, 126 and then 116, so plus 116 plus 460 plus 164 plus 370. Okay, so he made $13.68 this summer, which is not great for him, but it was kind of necessary with how things were going. So we're just gonna put that here, $13.68. And then for other income, he has, we're going to use the smaller portion of the rent from July 1st. So that's $149 plus his interest from July 3rd. So plus 53. And then what else? Oh. The rental income from August which is $1,750. And then actually, we're gonna get the rental income again on the 1st from that unit. But I want to see, before I add that, I want to see how far we can get with this. So let's just add this up. So we have 1831 plus 1368 equals 31.99. So that's what his paycheck is. 31.99. And then his other is 149 plus 53 plus 1750 is 1952. And now that I look at that, that is not gonna cut it. Now that I think about it, because let's see, let's add 31.99. That's 51.51. And let me see what last month's was. Huh. Huh. Okay. Might need to add the additional $1,750 for the rent for September. So that's what we're gonna do here, just in case. And if necessary, we can roll over. I don't know which which day, when it's gonna get his first paycheck for the school year. So I don't want to count on that money. So we're just going to add this additional $1,750 that he will receive on the 1st of September. So, okay, so 149 plus 53 plus 1750 plus 1750, 3702. And then we're going to add that to his income. So that's $31.99. So $69.01 is his total inflow. And then we go down to, I told you this was going to be a long one. And then we go down to my inflow. So for my inflow, we have am I going to have? Yes, I am going to have savings account interest. So I'm going to put that on the bottom. So my interest, I'm going to go with the July 23rd and July 31st. July 31st put together. So that is 59. And we're going to do a little arrow and a little arrow. Because I do have 2 savings accounts that have money in them. So gotta add those together. And then my pay is $1,558 from July 31st. And then this whole almost, okay. And then from August 14th, 1572. And I think that's it. Okay. So let's do our math here again. So 1558 plus 1572 is 3130 plus 59 equals 3189. So that's my total inflow. Okay. Now let's start filling in on the actual budget sheet. So his paycheck is going to be $31.99. My paycheck will be $31.30. And then other income is this number, 3702, because that's the rent and his savings account interest. So 3702 plus 59, which is my savings account interest. So that's other income is 3761. And then from savings, we have to refer to ye old calendar here to see what's coming out. So savings, we're going to start down here. I know it's out of order, but it'll make sense. Okay. So savings spent, we have back to school. Back to school shopping. We're budgeting $250 because that's how much Wynn's saved for that. And then what else? LastPass. LastPass is an annual subscription to a password manager that I like, and that is $36. I can never remember if there's tax on top of this or not. I should have updated this to the cost that it actually is, including tax. We shall see. But I previously recorded 36, so that's what we're going to go with. And then car registration, which is also from saving. That is $151. Okay, so let's add these up here. We have $250 plus. Oh no, that's right. Wynn wanted to go to Renaissance Festival too. Oh, so that's actually going to come out of the wedding fund. So we are getting married on Halloween, and it will be a costume wedding. And Wynn's costume that he wants is going to come from a vendor that's at the Renaissance Festival, because he is going to be a mortal king and I will be a fairy queen. His costume is going to be a lot more fancy looking than mine, because mortal kings dress fancier than fairy queens in general, like in concept. So he's getting an elaborate like vest and stuff, getting fancy. I'm gonna say, I don't know how much we're gonna spend. I don't know how much his costume is gonna cost. But I am gonna go with maybe $700, because that is our tickets to the Renaissance Festival and at least part of his costume. We shall see. I don't know how much that's gonna be, but that's what I'm gonna go with for now. So this is $250 plus 36 plus 151 plus 700. So that's $1137 from savings. And that means for inflow from savings is $1137. I told you it makes sense. Okay. Not budgeting for any rollover. There might be some because we're not stopping rollover on Wynn's end until he gets his first paycheck from the school year. So not sure when that's going to be, but you know, there should be rollover. Anyway, matter of fact, As a matter of fact, there should be at least $1,000 in rollover. So that's what we're going to budget for. There'll probably be more than that, but we're going to count it as 1,000. Okay, so let's do this math here. 31.99 plus 31.30 plus 37.61 plus 11.37 plus 1,000 equals 12,227. That's a lot. All right. Now let's go on down to his spending. Let's see here. And for this, I'm going to need the calendar here just to make sure I don't leave anything out. So for the mortgage, that's during this time. Actually, I may as well look at the bill tracker instead. So I can go down the list. Okay, so mortgage is $40.31. Kid bills, $263 for the month. Internet is $55. S&M collections is $50. Heating bill is, I should probably check that. For now, we're budgeting $470. Not sure how much it's going to be. I forgot to check. And then student loans are not coming out during this time because that is on the 20th and that is not within this time period. Electric bill, we're budgeting $245. And adventures, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure we're going back to adventures getting pretty sure we're back to adventures getting 20 per pay period. So that's 40. And then miscellaneous getting 100. I think we're back to that. I'm not 100% sure. All of this might end up going to adventures. It is the beginning of the school year. I don't know what's going to happen. We shall see. And then he will not be saving until he gets his first paycheck. So we are not budgeting saving this month either. No idea how much he's going to be able to save. We should be getting another tenant in the beginning of September, but no guarantees as of yet. They have not signed a lease yet, but they have said that they're interested in moving in on the 1st. So we're gonna go with rollover for now. Okay, so we have 40.31. Actually, I'm gonna pause this while I add this up. I know it takes a long time for me to add up on this doggone calculator. One moment, please. As I suspected, this is actually more than what we would have had, what he would have had to work with if we hadn't included that second month of rent. So definitely going with this. Okay, so 52.54 is our subtotal here. But since we're going to have rollover, what we're going to do is we're going to subtract that from his total inflow amounts, and that's 6901. So just going to subtract 6901 because I don't want to remember that number. So it's 1647 is what's going to be the rollover. So 1647. And then, oh, wait. Not 1647, because I forgot about rolling over this 1,000 here. So it'll actually be 2647, in which case we might not use that second month of rental income, or we might just to keep the money rolling over until he gets his first paycheck. We shall see. Okay, so Yeah, so that should be correct. And I'm just going to add this all up again just to be sure. One moment. Okay, numbers are double checked and we are good to go to the next one. So this adds up to 7901. And we have total inflow is 12,227. We're going to subtract 7901. That leaves us with 4326. Okay. So now we go to my spending, and I should really just slide this over here so I can write a little easier. Okay. So for my spending, we're going to do our normal Delulu $60. It's definitely going to be more than that, but I like budgeting for less so that I have to make the conscious decision that whatever I spend over that is coming from one of my goals. It hurts a little more, so I feel like I'm less likely to go completely overboard, which I absolutely have done in the past. Anyway, YouTube Premium Family, that is $26. Netflix is $20. Fabulous is $2. Home Depot card, which is how we financed our appliances, that is that coming out during this time period? I feel like it is. Oh, yes. Yes, it is. Okay. Home Depot cart, yeah, that's on the 28th. So that is $47. And then flooring is not coming out during this time period because that's due on the 20th, and the 20th is not included in this time. But then we have security system, and we are budgeting 101, even though it's been less than that. That's what it's supposed to be, so I am erring on the side of caution here. And then car wash is 18, and extra debt we shall see. Now, variable envelopes. We have 1130. I already did the math because it would honestly be too obnoxious and the video is already going to be long. But trust me, it's 1130 is what I'm planning for. And then I'm not going to have any rollover, but I am going to start saving because I realized when I was looking at the bills and how many more bills I'm paying now and trying to pay extra on debt and everything, I no longer have the luxury of saving within the 9-month year like Win does. So I am going to be saving all year long now, and we are starting in the lovely month of September. So let us get this party started. Actually, we're going to go extra debt, honestly, is the highest priority. So we are going to go with an extra, what are we going to go with? So I did the math, and if I pay $400 a month, then that will have the two debts that I have that will have the highest interest once the promotional period ends, which is the flooring and the Home Depot card. Those need to be paid off before the deadline, or else it'll start accruing like 29 or 30% interest. So I have to pay at least $400 a month on those. But that does not include the minimum payments. So I really only need to put an extra $200. But we're going to go with an extra $300. And if I end up sending extra to that on top of that, that would be fantastic. But I want to do at least an extra $300. Just, I don't want to worry about missing the promotional period ending. I really don't. So we're just going to add all this up now, and just hold on a moment so I don't waste your time. Okay, so did the math. This is 1704 is the subtotal here, and we had 4326 left. So minus 1704 equals 2622. And we're going to subtract what's coming out of savings from that number. So that's 1137 to find out how much I have to save. So I will be saving $14.85 this month, ideally. And let's figure out what that is going to entail. So, first of all, I always budget for Christmas. Christmas is, let me see if I can find this tracker. Okay, found it. So Christmas, I'm pulling cards. And actually, since I'm doing it in 12 months instead of 9 months, this is going to be a little more straightforward. I do a deck of cards challenge with basically one card a week. And this has 4 weeks, and the highest cards are $30 and $16. So I'm going to budget for all of those just so that I know that we have everything. So 30 plus 30 plus 16 plus 16 is 92. So we're going to budget for 92. It will absolutely not be this much, but I always want to make sure that I have enough to pull Christmas cards. So 92 for Christmas. And then let's figure out the other ones. So we have 1485 minus 92 leaves us with 1393. And what else do we have here? The next priority is house maintenance. So, y'all, actually, no, we're not going to do house maintenance. We're going to do registration and license. So registration and license, we're going to do this in the first 3 months of this time period. So registration and license, 166, it's not a whole lot. And we're going to divide that by 3 months. So that's 55 and some change. So we're going to go with $56 for registration and license. I have these in a different order in my list. Don't worry about it. I have a list of like the most urgent things, and that's separate and not in this order. So I'm going to be jumping around a little. I apologize for that. Okay. And then subscriptions also need to be paid. So that's $12.40. That's $12.40 total, and we're going to divide that by 3 because I want to have this all saved up by 3 months. So that is $4.14 a month, which is a little bit much. Okay, so $4.14. And then, is there anything else that I can save up fast? Nope, I think that's it. So let's see how much is left. Okay, so we have $14.85 minus $4.14 minus 56 minus 92. So that leaves $9.23. Now, I want to 923. 923. Let me write that down. Okay. So if I am going to add money to house maintenance, which I really need to, the goal is 5,000 for the year. We're going to divide that by 12. And that is 417. Oh, actually, so that's reasonable. Okay, so 417. And we're going to subtract that from 923. So 923 minus 417 is 506. Okay, so there's 506 left now. And then I also need to put money back in my emergency fund. And we're going to do that as a 12-month thing as well, because I want to do 3,000. So 3,000 divided by 12 is 250. So 250 a month into my emergency fund. And then that leaves, okay, so 506 minus 250 is 256. Okay, so there's 256 left. What can we do? We can do car maintenance, because I need to put more in car maintenance as well. So that's 1,000 divided by 12 is 83 and some change. So that's 84 for car maintenance. Where'd that go? Okay. So 84. And then we have 256 minus 84. So there's 172 left. And honestly, that's a lot of priorities. So I think what I might do, what I might do is just put the rest of that into house maintenance so that I can fill that up a little faster. So 172 plus 417 equals 589. Okay. Because this is the most urgent, really, because we still have some work to do that we want to do next summer. So I would really like to have that before the year is out, and this will help. So let's make sure this all adds up correctly. So we have 84 plus 92 plus 250 plus 589 plus 56 plus 414 equals 1485. Fantastic. I love it. Okay. So 2622 minus 1485 is 1137. Ah, look at that. And subtract the savings spent, which is 1137, and we get 0. So that is a zero-based budget, which of course does not mean that we have $0 in our accounts. It means every dollar that comes into the budget has a reason to go out. This is actually a more positive budget than I expected. I feel really good about it.
Yay.
Win has joined me.
And I'm Win.
So yeah, let me know. Have you done your budget for September yet? I know a lot of people wait until they actually get their first paycheck that's during the calendar month of September, but you might be like me and do things early. Appreciate you. I love you. Never forget that you deserve financial stability, and I hope you have a great day on purpose. Bye.
Budget beats broke every time.
Bye.